Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2022 Middle School SDG speech at XLIS.
My name is David.
I'm Amy.
I am Carol.
My name is Olivia.
And my name is Fanny.
And we are from Middle School Student Council.
Special thank you for P6 class for coming. Thank you for coming.
First, let's welcome Kevin G from M2B, who is going to present on focusing on SDG number 2. Melon hunger.
So today I'm here to talk about the second SDG goal, which is no hunger. Maybe we're not sensitive to this topic because we all have enough food to eat. But did you know there are 9 million people died every year from 2017 just because of lack of food? So this problem is actually a very, very serious problem that all of us are facing. First, let's talk about why it's important. All of us need food to provide us nutrients. We need fat, carbohydrates, minerals, and others. So we all need food. But why this problem is so difficult to solve is the food on the earth is limited, and everyone is wasting food. Did you know a third of all the food is wasted or lost by people? So this is a very serious problem that we're facing. So also, this number is very, very incredible. So before we talk about how to solve it, I want to tell you a story from ancient China. A person named A wants to solve all of the problems in this world, but another person named B wants to visit A. When B arrived, B suddenly found that A's room is very dirty, and B asked A, "Why don't you clean your room?" A said, "I need to clean all of the questions. I need to solve all of the problems in this world. How can I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to clean my own room." But B said, "You don't have time to clean your own room. How can you solve the problem in this whole world?" So this story told us if we want to achieve a really big goal or we want to solve a really big problem, what we can do is start from the smallest thing. Maybe we can't do a speech to everyone in the world. Maybe we don't have enough money to support the poor people. But what we can do is stop wasting, take action, order less food, and take rest of them home. So let's take action right now. Let's save the world together.
Thank you for Kevin G's speech. Next, we're going to welcome Daisy Zhou from M2A. Her speech is about goal number 3, good health and well-being. Welcome.
Appearance anxiety has a great impact on a person. Appearance anxiety is mostly of psychological diseases, which will lead to a person's gradual lack of self-confidence. Over time, it can even lead to depression. Appearance anxiety, we temporarily call it dissatisfaction with our appearance, thinking that we're ugly, unable to integrate into life and society. Hello everyone, my name is Daisy from M2A. I'm going to discuss appearance anxiety. And the SDG that relates to this topic is goal number 3, good health and well-being. Appearance anxiety is an important topic because it's a serious issue now for the most teenagers. For me, I never post my picture on the internet because I really care what people think about me. I try to tell myself, be confident, do not care, but the worry is still in my mind. Now, most teenagers got appearance anxiety, but have you ever think about where does this anxiety came from? For me, the only reason that us anxiety is ourselves. Many people may have a similar experience. When they look in the mirror and take a selfie with front camera, they will feel that they have many shortcomings on their face. They may feel they're too fat, the eyes are too small, and so on. Even if friends and parents praise your strength, it's hard for you to believe from your heart. You always feel that they are cocking you and you are not perfect enough. When I look at the mirror, and the first thing that appears in my mind was, why I got lots of acne? I'm so fat. All the negative things came to my mind. Now, not only me, I have asked my friends if they saw a mirror, what is the first things that appear in their mind. They all answered me their shortcomings. But what is the definition of beauty? Do you know how scary is the consequence of appearance society? Appearance society can also make people extremely unconfident, and sometimes you even start to doubt yourself. Lack of self-confidence will make you feel that you will slowly lose your faith, which will be said to be a kind of mental torture. There is a news a few years ago. A girl uploaded a video of her weight loss vlog on the internet. Her original intention was to record her weight loss plan, but the people on the internet didn't pay attention to this. They pay attention to how she looks, and when she saw the comment, she felt a little bit depressed. But there's no one to help her, so she suicide. People can have all kinds of looks. Just because everyone's ethics is added to you, your appearance is judged to be beautiful, ugly, and handsome. If you take everyone's judgment as the root of your anxiety, and that everyone's judgment affect yourself, then you will never be able to escape anxiety. And being proud of being you. Thank you.
Now, let's welcome Kim from M2B. Her speech will focus on SDG 14, which is life below water.
Hello everyone, my name is Benso from M2B and I'm in English Space 1 and 2. Today I will talk about SDG goals number 13, life below water. Now I'll tell you a story. Listen carefully and think about the sea these days. Hello, my name is Elsa. I'm fish. Recently I can't see a head because it's too blurry. And I don't know where my friend is. I think maybe she got catch in a net or consumed some plastic. I'm with my friends. And I'm so hungry now. I want to find a food, but I can't see any food these days. Before I thought it was food and ate it, but it was plastic. It's difficult for me to tell the difference. The end of story. What do you think when you hear the story? I hope we can see things from their perspective. My opinion is sustainable development for sea and ocean, conservation of marine resources, and keeping the water clean. It's a matter of direct connection to our health and future. The water is very important to our lives. The ocean is the source of oxygen and absorb the carbon dioxide. If the water is dirty, a lot of people get sick and die. The biggest problem is water pollution. Everything that happened to Elsa was due to water pollution. So how can we solve this problem? We can do many things. First, reduce plastic use. For example, we use paper straw instead of plastic straw. Or we use biodegradable plastic. In Starbucks, they're changing it to this, and we reduce the use of plastic. That in competition. Second, stop using dangerous chemical pesticides that eventually run into the rivers and sea that chemical harm our environment. Third, continue attention. If you continue to pay attention and say the word, we can solve this problem. So we can protect our marine resources. We can do sustainable development for sea and ocean. And we can make it water clean. Thank you for listening and say again, I'm Angel. Thank you.
Next, we're going to welcome Soye An from M2B. Her main focus goal is goal number 13, climate action.
Hello everyone, I'm Soya from M2B. Today I will talk about which climate change happens in the world. But first, do you know why climate change happens in the world? Yes, it is because of the people. Humans are increasingly influencing the climate and the Earth's temperature by burning fossil fuels, cutting down forests, and farming livestock. This adds enormous amount of greenhouse gases effect and global warming. Also, this climate change affects people. Human and wild animals face new challenges because of this. Intense droughts, flood, storms, heat waves, rising sea levels, melting glaciers, warming oceans can directly harm animals, destroy where they live, and cause great damage to people's lives and communities. What I've mentioned so far is climate change happening in this era. I have a list on how to prevent climate change. Firstly, you can take a green commute. Millions of people drive to work every day. That is inevitable in modern society. However, millions of cars release greenhouse gases that can destroy our atmosphere. Automobile emissions are almost second major of climate change. There are better options to be eco-friendly. Taking public transportation or riding a bike to work is also a great way to help the environment, and at the same time we can exercise. Secondly, recycle. Manufacturing plants emit large amounts of greenhouse gases every year. We cannot avoid the production of goods we use in our daily life. However, recycling is a cost-effective and eco-friendly process that removes waste and does not release greenhouse gases into the environment. Discarded paper, glass, plastic, and electronics must be collected at the local recycle center. Experts will take these items to the processing plants and make them into other materials that can be recycled again. Lastly, the use of renewable energy is highly recommended. Renewable energy machine includes solar, wind, hydro, hydrogen, geothermal, and bioenergy. Focus your efforts in spreading awareness of renewable energy. It is the most reasonable way to have a positive impact on your community. By telling others how renewable energy is better than using fossil fuels, we will let others support this idea, or we can try to convince someone to invest in the area in order to ease the problem caused by climate change. Everything is mentioned here is about SDG number 13, climate action. I hope you learned something and try what you just heard so we can prevent climate change and together to create a better future. Thank you for your attention and listening. Once again, this is Sonia from M2B.
Now, let's welcome Chloe Zhao from M2B. Her speech is focused on global. Her speech is focusing on goal number 3, health and well-being.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chloe Zhao from M2B. Today, I want to discuss about the inferiority that most of the teenagers are facing and the importance of getting self-confidence. This topic has an inseparable relationship with SDG goal number 3, good health and well-being. Does anyone here feel unconfident about themselves? Right. In China, there are 24.6% of teenagers who suffer from depression, and one of the main reasons is low self-confidence. Before, I often felt inferior too, but soon I found out the bad effects that low self-confidence has brought me. I often don't dare to talk with people when I'm socializing. I occasionally look at those students who actively answer the questions in class. The answer in my heart was proved to be right. I feel unwilling, because at this time, the flame of self-confidence expression in my heart has not been extinguished. And over time, I became more and more unconfident. Negative emotions occupied myself. In my opinion, low self-confidence affects social interaction, self-development, and self-display. And the most important thing is that they have a bad impact mentally and physically. Self-confidence is really important. In social life, people may find it difficult to overcome lack of confidence. Please be brave. Encourage yourself to take the first step. You may feel uneasy and nervous when you're showing yourself, but the fact is that this emotion will only affect your performance. When you got an affirmation and response, please strengthen your faith and move towards the side of self-confidence. And in my opinion, self-confidence means more friendship, more opportunities, and self-development. And the most important thing is that it got a positive impact mentally and physically. Being unconfident is not humility. People without self-confidence often miss opportunities, and it's very unfavorable to our personal and development growth. In a book, Inferiority and Overstep, the author said, the sense of inferior is not a bad thing, because it encourages people to pursue excellence, overcome their own obstacles, and exert their greatest value. Our ideas and opinions are worth to be known. In conclusion, positive impacts about self-confidence works really well. We need to understand and use SDG goal number 3, good health and well-being in our daily life. I trust that we can all overcome inferiority and be a better ourselves. Thank you.
As the last speaker of M2, we would like to invite Angela Fong from M2A. Her focus goal was goal number 3, good health and well-being. I believe many young people are staying up late, right? Many of my friends, including myself, we all go to bed late and have the possibilities of not able to sleep well. So I call myself a night owl. Every morning when I woke up, I feel sleepy and dreadful. Nowadays, teenagers being a night owl has already become a normal phenomenon. Good afternoon, teacher and student. I'm Angela from M2A. And today, I'm going to discuss the importance and impact on teenagers' healthy sleep quality. And the SDG goal I'm focusing on is goal number 3, good health and well-being. It is hard for teens to get enough sleep, not just because they're distracted by the surroundings, but also like time pressure, sleep disorders, and electronic devices. Around 23.8% of teens are suffering with insomnia and wakefulness. At least 89% of teens keep their electronic devices in their bedrooms. These things made us think that it is more important than sleeping and keep out all night long.
Teenagers need to sleep about and in between 8 to 10 hours per night. Getting this requirement of sleep can help teens with their physical health, emotional well-being, thinking, and mostly daily performances. But how about if we got lack of sleep? Not surprisingly, studies have found that teens who don't get enough sleep are more likely to engage in high-risk behaviors. There are cases that have happened recently. A boy on the internet reported that an article to raise awarenesses. He said he had not been sleep well for the 7 years from the workplace to the college. For the 7 years, he had not had any serious illnesses. But however, a year later, he said that his 1 year was a death. And unfortunately, the doctor said his liver function was not normal, and some indicators were 5 times higher than a normal person. Additionally, going to bed late also can cause your abdominal distension, endocrine disorders, and hypertension and other uncomfortable symptoms. Your body often bears more consequences than you think. But being able to change your sleep quality is actually not hard as you think. First of all, you could avoid drinking caffeine. Caffeine is an essential ingredient in the coffee bean to keep you stay awakened, which means that if you want to sleep well, then drink less coffee. Secondly, is to keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Then you could also try to not use your electronic devices 30 minutes before you go to bed, so you won't be that excited and distracted. And I already tried this method for about 1 week, and it does really work. After all this, you may see that how important it is to teenagers for good sleeping. I hope you can make changes after listening to my speech. You can only achieve it if you want to. Thanks for listening.
Now let's welcome Rambo from M3 to perform his speech on good health and well-being.
Hi everyone, I am Rambo from M3A. Can you imagine? More than 600 million people are suffering under illnesses every year. What's more shocking is that more than 3 million people died because of the lack of exercise annually. The SDG number 3, good health and well-being, is closely connected to the topic today, since so many people are not aware of the need to live in a healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle stands for a state of achieving physical, mental, and social well-being. First, I want to talk about the advantages of healthy diet. A healthy diet must include fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and whole grains in order to fulfill and balance the vitamin and nutrition in our body. Healthy diets can also prevent mental health issues, improve our working efficiency, and release our stress due to the vitamin C and magnesium in food. Controlling your weight and eat lesser, because usually your body needs more time to digest junk food compared with fresh food, since there are so many trans fat in it. In addition, healthy food can be a main factor to beautify your skin and make yourself to look younger. Finally, healthy food can help you to live longer and reduce the possibilities of getting cardiovascular disease, cerebrovascular disease, which means the disease that can affect the supply of your blood to the brain, and finally, diabetes. Next, I want to introduce another factor that can lead you to be healthy, which is exercise. Due to the studies found, lack of exercise is even more harmful than smoking. People might not be aware of this issue, but it can take away your life in an instant. Exercise can not only benefit our physical growth and development, but to produce dopamines and endorphins to make ourselves happier. Another aspect which exercise will benefit us is to increase our ability on social, emotional, and cooperation, while also enrich our soft power inside. On the other hand, physical exercise can strongly impact the society in many ways. The most significant way is the pace of life. Better efficiency on work can guide the society's economic growth. Secondly, the happiness that exercise produces can decrease the possibilities of suicide or mental illnesses such as anxiety and depression. Thirdly, through outdoor activities, people will realize the importance of nature, and we will start to take care of the environment around us. Being environmental friendly can affect our health as well. Last but not least, relationships can be built rapidly through exercise. It will make the world to be surrounded with love and kindness. Just like our great entrepreneur Einstein said, health is always our first word in life, and health is the foundation of everything. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your speech, Rambo. Now let's introduce Yo-Yo from M3 to discuss about the SDG number 13, climate action.
Hello everyone, my name is Yo-Yo. Today I will talk about SDG goal number 13, climate action. In the beginning, I want to ask everyone a question. Can anyone tell me what do you want to do in the summertime? So someone might say, I want to stay at a room where we filled up the cold air by air conditioner and eat an ice cream or a frozen watermelon. My opinion is that might not be the best option to do in the summer. Firstly, having an air conditioner on all day long is bad because it will waste a lot of electricity, which produced by coal. Burning them will cause the rising temperature of the world, which usually we call it climate change. Secondly, machines such as freezer or air conditioner usually contains FCF. FCF is a greenhouse gas. And it's going to react to this ozone layer, letting the UV light to heat our Earth's surface directly, and finally we will burn our planet out. And air conditioners are not the only issue affects climate. And another issue is fuel vehicle. There are about 800 million cars in the world. 97.8% of them are burning fuels. Every year, traffic carbon emission is about 7.5 billion tons. And the last problem is factories, because they will produce an enormous amount of greenhouse gases, especially generating electricity. During the production of electricity in heavy industry, the carbon dioxide and other type of greenhouse gases are released. Even so, I still have some suggestions to everyone. First, we stop taking traffic transportation, and we can support new energy vehicles. And even don't ride any car, just ride a bicycle or even walking. We can do more exercise, like what he said, more exercise. And second, we can use less electricity by when you get out from a room or a place, close the machine and the light. And the most important is, I hope everyone can share your experience to the people around you. Let's do it together. Thank you, everyone.
Now let's welcome Harry for his speech on life below water.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Yang. My SDG goal is life below water. So, ocean provides important natural resources, including food, medical. So, we can say human technology development can't without the oceans. So here I got a small question for you. Who can tell me what is coastal ecosystem mean? Yeah, exactly. That's the point. So the ecosystem, so this kind of system is protect human from the damage caused by storms. And there's some main part of this system. So the biggest point is the coral reefs. But the coral reefs, so we know that coral reef is very beautiful. But unfortunately, is that there's almost 20% of coral reefs have been destroyed by human, and there's no hope to relive it. Sorry. And there's 24% of the coral reefs is dying due to human pressure. There's 24% of the coral reefs is going to collaborate, and we only have 26% of the coral reefs still survived, but it will die soon. If human can't stop if human keep pressuring it, it will die. Yeah, very simple. And for this system, there's also one main part is fish. So, but human keep overfishing that caused very big damage on this system. Due to United Nations Environment program, so they measured that there's almost 1 or 2 billion tons of fish being killed in every year, and this number is keep adding. Because of the overfishing, we can find that climate change. So the climate the climate in Earth will get hotter. So it's global warming, and because of overfishing, we killing the fish, and fish release carbon dioxide. So it's keep our planet get hotter. There's 80% of the carbon dioxide is underwater. We know that forests get carbon dioxide, but actually there's only 5 to 10% of the carbon dioxide is in the forest. The most carbon dioxide is underwater, and the fishes and the ocean are protecting us. But what did we do? We are killing them. We are destroying them. So actually, we are destroying ourselves. We are killing ourselves. We are killing our planet. Do you want your next generation to have an ocean without life? You want it? No. No, right? Yeah. So let's save our world, save the ocean, and save the fishes, save the life below water. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech, Harry. Now let's introduce David from M3 to discuss about the SDG number 3.
My name is David from M3. My topic, good sleeping for health, is linked to SDG goal number 3, good health and well-being. This speech will discuss the impact of lack of sleep and the effects that made on middle school students. First, lack of sleep will affect our physical development. I believe all of you here from middle school spend no more than 1 hour on your homework and have plenty of hours to sleep. But students in local school sometimes can't even sleep for 3 hours. According to Xinhua.net, a sleep standard is about 8 hours. Middle school students, about more than 300 million of children have a sleeping disorder, and almost 90% of students can't meet the sleep standard. My point is that lack of sleep is not a healthy habit for middle school students because it will cause our growth hormones to become irregular and affect height or even organs. Thus, if you didn't sleep well, you may have higher risk to get cardiovascular disease. This information is proved by the sleep study at the University of Chicago. Next, lack of sleep will affect our academic achievement. Specifically, lack of sleep cannot facilitate our brain's memories and attentions. For example, once I didn't sleep well, and on the next day, I need to do an experiment in science class. I knew that I need to be concentrated on the process, but somehow I couldn't focus on the teacher's instruction, and I was unclear about the process when doing the experiment. In brief, my final grade for that assessment was failed. Thus, more sleeping time can also enhance your academic status. At least it may not be as bad as the status without sleeping. To prevent middle school students from getting cardio diseases and bad grades, we should give the parents a few solutions for this. Parents can set a sleep schedule that can regulate students and ourselves sleeping time. And students can also share the reasons why they can't sleep to parents. In conclusion, lack of sleep is mostly caused by pressure. And due to the high pressure of learning nowadays, it may also cause depression in children's mind. But more communication between parents and students will reduce that pressure and guide the children. The world still needs us to innovate. We need to protect our health and well-being. Start by treating your sleep habit. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, David. Now let's welcome Jerry for his speech on life below water.
Do you know that in the year 2050, there will be more plastics than fish in the ocean? According to the scientists from United Nations, if we continue polluting the water and rape it by stealing all the fish, and there will be no fish left, and we will be left with a dirty pool of polluted water. Frightening, right? Hello, I'm Jerry from M3B, and my topic is life below water. I think there are two main problems for life below water, which is water pollution and overfishing. First, I want to talk about water pollution. Plastic is one of our most dangerous polluters. Instead of breaking down to pieces like other organic waste, plastics turn into microplastics, which are then easily mistaken for planktons to fish. Do you realize what that means? It means that more than 8 million tons of plastics enters the sea every year, same as throwing a garbage truck of plastics into the sea every minute. Yes, you heard that right, every minute. Plastics has been in our ecosystem for years. It harms thousands of marine animals every day. This is one of our worst forms of pollution. In addition to this, another problem is overfishing. Overfishing is huge trawlers used to catch over 200 million tons of seafood every day. These huge trawlers scrub the ocean and stop fish from being reproduced. So breeding populations become too depleted to recover. Overfishing threatens marine ecosystems and billions of people that depend on seafood as their primary source of protein. Poor fishing management is the main reason of overfishing. Without sustainable management, our fisheries will collapse and we will face a food crisis. Water pollution and overfishing are only some problems our oceans are facing. However, these two questions showed how hard to change because of human greed and the name of progress. There are 7.9 billion people on Earth, and we cannot stop everyone from littering and overfishing. Humans are harming the ocean, the homes of marine life, and their own water resources. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Carol from M1B.
And I am Olivia from M1B.
Now let's welcome MYP1's students for their amazing speeches.
Firstly, let's start off with Reagan from M1B and his speech related to SDG number 3, good health and well-being. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
About child stress and SDG goal 3, good health and well-being. Did you know that an estimated 3.2 million children worldwide suffer from at least one major depressive disorder? First, what is stress? Stress is a state of mental or emotional or physical strain that happens to all people. But not all stress is bad. For example, when you go up on stage and you perform something and you get nervous, that is a type of stress, but it helps you to improve and do better next time. But unfortunately, today I'll be talking about the bad type of stress. Nowadays, the parents mostly all care about things like good grades and receiving good letters from the teachers about their children. And they also set expectations for their children. And when their children don't reach their expectations, they will often shout and create stress for the children. And if it might not seem like much, but as they continue shouting, then the stress can escalate to illnesses such as heart disease, gut disease, hair loss, headaches, and diabetes. And also, if a child gets so much stress at a young age, then it could shorten their lifespan, and for the rest of their life, they might have to do things like taking medicine and daily checkups at the hospital. When you're under constant stress, you get depression. Depression is a common mental disorder that is common among teenagers and children. Back to the child and parent example. Constant scolding can lead to when a parent sets an expectation to a child, and the child does not meet their parent's expectation, then the parent might start scolding or shouting at the child. And it might not seem like much to the parent. The parent might think that it is helping the child to do better next time, but it might be doing the exact opposite. It can make the child feel worthless and create stress for the child. And with so much stress, it can lead to anxiety and depression. By now, I think you know that depression is a good thing. A lot of people think that we should focus on things like war, more physical problems like war, climate change, racism, gender equality, and etc. But I think we should also consider stress as a big problem because it can also make as much as deadly problems as war or anything, because it can cause big problems like cancer and many other illnesses that can take lives away from people as much as war can. So I hope that you've learned something today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Reagan, for his speech. Now let's welcome Grace from M1A, and her speech is related to Sustainable Development Goals number 3, 6, and 13.
Hello everyone, my name is Grace from M1A. I'm here to tell you the importance of clean water. Have you ever had a chance to drink water from taps? Listen, never try it. You'll feel terrible. Do you know that 18% of dermal diseases are attributed to unsafe drinking water supplies and hygiene? 1.8 million people die of dermal diseases every year, and 90% of these are children under the age of 5, and mostly in developing countries. For example, in Afghanistan, because of war, the government pays less attention to clean water than to war. Today, I'll share a quote that I really like. It is, "Water is life, and clean water is health." It's by Anduri Hepburn. Today, my speech will discuss the need of clean water. The UN SDG that this relates to is goal number 3, good health and well-being, number 6, clean water and sanitation, and number 13, climate action. Clean water I mean here is that you can drink water and you won't get sick. Do you care if you can drink clean water when you're older? Do you care if you and your family can drink water and won't get sick? Of course you care. Can you drink water straight from taps in China? Can you drink water straight from taps in Philippines? Can you drink water straight from taps in Afghanistan? I'll tell you my answer, and my answer is definitely a no. What does clean water actually mean to you? Can anyone answer? Can anyone share with us?
Everything.
Do you know that a lot of families cannot afford clean drinking water, and commonly they need to boil the water, and that takes a lot of money and a lot of energy. For example, the author Deborah Ellis in the novel The Breadwinner introduced us to the main character Pavana. One day, Pavana went to get water, and when she's done, she was so tired that she wanted to drink the water she got. But Mrs. Weera, another character in the novel, stopped her, and she said, "If you drink that water, you'll get sick." because it's not filtered. Do you know in Eastern Asia countries, you cannot drink water straight from taps? In the novel The Breadwinner by Deborah Ellis, the main character Pavana went to get water. And when she's done, she was so tired she wanted to drink the water she got. But again, Mrs. Weera stopped her. And she said, "You'll drink the water and you'll get sick." Even though Pavana got the water from the water supply point. So, please remember, water is one of the most important things that you need to survive. In Eastern Asia countries, you cannot drink water straight from taps. And commonly, you get the water from the water supply point, and you cannot drink that water either. In Afghanistan and many countries, a lot of families cannot afford clean drinking water, and commonly they need to boil the water, and that takes a lot of money and a lot of energy used. As Jacques Cousteau said, we forgot that the life cycle and the water cycle are one. Now we cannot forget it. Please remember that water is necessary for all of us. Therefore, goal number 3, good health and well-being. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. And number 13, climate action, is very important for us. Please remember it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Grace. I've learned so much from your speech. Now, we will welcome another great speaker, Sky from N1A, with his speech on SDG number 16, Global Peace.
Good afternoon. My name is Sky from N1A. My SDG topic is number 16, which is global peace. Today, I'll mostly talk about meaning of the global peace, world issues, and lastly, how can we make the world a more better place? Firstly, global peace system is a concept of global conflict resolution dependent on non-violent process to get rid of wars. It relies upon many things to approach the conflict resolution, incorporating broad social and political solutions. There are a lot of wars going on in this world. How many wars do you know? Wars give a lot of detrimental effects to us. For example, people need to migrate because of the war, and they'll lose everything what they have because of the war. Then why it is hard to solve those issues? Every people have different personalities and different opinions. And not everyone can like each other. I think this is the same with the world issues. I think this is the biggest reason why it is hard to solve those problems. Now, I want to talk about histories about wars. There is a lot of wars in this world. For example, 6.25 war, Civil War, World War I, and World War II. And do you know how many people died in World War II? 40 to 50 million people died in World War II. What countries fought in World War II? The main combatants were Axis powers, which is Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allies, France, Great Britain, the United States, the Soviet Union, and to a lesser extent, China. Now on, everyone will be curious why every person is part of war all the time. There are reasons. Every person has different opinions and their own desires. that everybody wants to quench their desires and wants to have everything they want. The solutions that I can suggest is to respect each other more than before. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Sky. Now let's welcome our last speaker of the day, Michelle from M1A.
Dear teachers, students, and parents watching the live stream, good afternoon. My name is Michelle Mi and I am from M1A. Today I will talk about a serious issue happening on the Earth, climate change, also known as global warming, which is related to the 13th SDG, climate action. First of all, I'm going to tell you a true story that is happening on the Earth. Even right now, while you are sitting in the audience listening to me, and I standing here on the stage making a speech, there's something terrible happening. A mighty skinny polar bear walking along a rocky shore looking for food. The bear would usually be on the sea ice hunting for seals, pouncing when the seal comes up to breathe. But its home ice is melting. Without the sea ice, the polar bear must scavenge for other, less nutritious food. If there's no ice, the animals will have no food, no home, and the animals in the polar sea will all be extinct. In the 1990s, the world was losing around 800 billion metric tons of ice each year. Today, that number of increase has risen to around 1.2 trillion tons. This change in polar sea is one of the results of climate change. And not only the ice are disappearing, temperatures are rising, tropical storms are becoming more frequent, and weather events are becoming more and more strange and unexpected. And so that is climate change. And climate change isn't only affecting the polar animals, it is affecting everyone. Now I think you have understood how climate change is such a serious threat to all of us. Now, you may want to know what caused climate change. In fact, climate change is mostly caused by burning too much fossil fuels for energy, which produces heat-trapping gases. In a word, human activities have been the main driver of climate change. The facts about climate change are already clear, and we must act now. Firstly, let's speak up. Tell your family, friends, and the people around you how the world is like now and what to do to change the world. After all, more people, more power. Secondly, you can buy new energy vehicles, or you can ride buses or bikes when you go out, so that you can reduce exhaust emissions. Thirdly, turn off the lights after using them, and you don't need to turn the lights on when it's daytime. Just use the sunlight. And what's more, don't produce too much trash and throw the trash into the trash can. Don't litter. And last but not least, we need to stop cutting down too much trees. Trees and plants can take in carbon dioxide and produce oxygen for us. It is such a shame for us to leave a world full of trash, pollution, and carbon dioxide to our future generations. So if you want your future generations to have a beautiful world, you should help us to save our Earth. If everyone works together, I am sure we will succeed. Heal the world we live in and save it for our children. That's all about my speech. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Michelle, for your wonderful speech on global warming. That was amazing.
Now we would like to invite Mr. Hakim upon the stage.
Five-minute brain break. Interesting. Control room. Can you play any music?
Any music? Alright, this is just a stretching. Alright, everyone stand up, please. Make some room, distance. Okay? Alright. Okay, everyone hands up. Okay, step left, step right. Sorry, step left, step right, step left, step right. Okay, let's do it together, alright? Okay, hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, hands up. Okay, just cross. Alright, twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, okay, let's do it again. Up. Hands up. Okay, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. Alright, stretch all the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, next, keep turning. Okay, everyone's hands up again. Okay, down. Right, 2 steps. Lower, and then up. Go, and then up. Right, low, and then up. Right, forward, down, down, and up. Down. Slowly down. Nice and low, if you can. And then up. Deep breath in, slowly out, and out again. Everybody live? It's live? Okay. Alright. Start job. 1, 2, 3, go.
Everyone, please drum roll while we invite the judges to the stage while they announce the winners of the speech contest.
Teachers. Let's give them a big round of applause. And I have to say, all teachers are language teachers. You're learning language in every subject. So let's give a round of applause to all of the students. Today, we had semi-finals, and every student who was in the semi-finals has a beautiful pin on their lapel that says SDG Middle School Speech Contest. At the end of the year, all of the people who did semi-finals and the finalists will be getting a certificate on the 15th at the end of the year assembly. We will also be giving out some trophies. And therefore, drum roll, please.
Okay, everyone, the Language Literature Prizes for this year's SDG Speech Contest. All right, third place goes to, drum roll.
Drum roll please for phase 5-6. Drum roll please. Michelle Lee. And finally, we had one prize and one amazing phase 1-2 winner. Drum roll please. All right, congratulations to all of the winners. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us live stream, and thank you for joining us in the house. SDG contest for another year. C'est fini. Well done, everybody.